So here's triangles inequalities theorem for GRE math prep questions. It says any side of a triangle is always shorter than the sum, nice spelling there, than the sum of the two other sides. So my question to you is, if I adjust this, if I move this thing up, will it touch here? And how would I know that? Well, I think that it won't, and here's why I think that it won't. Let's take a look. If we add any two sides, they have to be longer than this side. So let's add this one and this one. That's longer, isn't it? And this one and this one, that's longer, isn't it? Than that. But if you add 8 and 14, so 14 plus 8 is 22, and 22 is less than 25. It has to be greater than 25, doesn't it? So here's what we get here is this. As we mess with this thing, is we see that we can't make it touch. It won't touch here. All right? So let's try one more really quickly. This is pretty straightforward, I think. So what about this one? If I take this leg right here and I add this leg to it, and then I add another leg to it. You know, I have to cheat here so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay? So we know that this is going to work, but let's try that. All right, so here we have these three legs. They have 18, 8, and 24. And I think that they are going to fit in. Take a second and figure out why this is going to turn into a triangle. So just me being able to manipulate the picture doesn't make it true, but here is my manipulation of the picture, and there's our triangle. Well, how do I know that? We'll go back to the rule, and it says here that any side of a triangle is always shorter than the sum of the two sides. So if we add these two together, right, this side will be shorter. If we add these two together, this side will be shorter. These two together, and where it gets a little bit dicey is here. So we do 18 plus 8, which is 6, which is 26, and 26 is greater than 24, isn't it? So here, it wasn't true. When we added these two legs together, right, the lengths here were not longer than this length here, and they had to be. So that's our whole proof. There's also a converse to this, and it says that, let me just go ahead and take a second and give you this converse rule. The converse says this. The converse rule says this, that no triangle can be created if one side is longer than the sum of the other two sides. So all we're doing is taking the first property and saying it backwards. So hope that this is helpful to you. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Comments are always welcome.